Hello wonderful people, welcome back to our channel, our Udaku Zone. This is the only place you can get updated and real trending news. So kindly subscribe, like, comment and share for more amazing updates. Pastor Paul Mackenzie, who is this guy? And his church Good News International. Walk with me. This was Paul Mackenzie when his church Good News International in Malindi flourished few years back. He wasn't the shaggy confused person gracing the screens today. He started his church back in 2003 as a small evangelical center alongside his wife Joyce Muikamba. They then moved to a village called Migingo in Malindi where he set up a church in a walled compound where his family still lives up to date. His wife Joyce helped in preaching as a co-pastor, and Mackenzie claimed to have power to speak to God directly. In his sermons, he claimed to deliver words as given by God himself. Around 2016, Mackenzie acquired a TV station after one of his followers, Kennedy Mwacharo, abandoned his family and responsibilities and sold his property that was valued to over 100 million back then at a throwaway price of 20 million and handed over all the money to him. The man Kennedy Mwacharo died 2 months later in unclear circumstances. Several cases of people selling their properties and giving Mackenzie as they await to meet Jesus would then follow. The recent one being Betty, an air hostess who quit her 11-year-old job. Betty sold her land and donated it all to Malindi cult leader Pastor Paul Mackenzie. Her friends and colleagues are still in shock that she was lured to the church in Shakahola, Kilifi County, where police have so far exhumed 18 additional bodies, bringing the total number of recovered bodies to 76. The tragic story began when Betty reportedly jetted into Kenya after her son Jason was allegedly forced to fast while she was in Qatar and sadly passed on since the child was living with his grandparents at the time. After receiving the news while at work in Qatar, Betty came for the burial but was never to be traced again. She deleted all her social media posts and sold all her belongings before booking a one-way flight and disappearing into Malindi. Her parents were also believed to be senior members of Mackenzie's church, and it is alleged that they had Betty's 9-year-old son Jason, who also starved to death during the month of March. Betty's sister, known as Constance Chow, also had quitted her military job to join the cult, and her husband was not aware whether they could be alive or dead. Betty sold her lifelong investments at a throwaway price of 7 million before heading with the money to Mackenzie's Shakahola church on 8th of April. Betty's sister from Umoja, Nairobi, claimed that Betty left an emotional letter to her husband before disappearing to who knows where in Malindi to meet Jesus Christ of Paul Mackenzie. In her suicide note, she hinted that she may never return. Her husband of Nigerian nationality is one of those still desperately hoping against hope to find his wife alive. So this is the note that Betty left behind for her husband before leaving for Malindi, and it reads, "Hello Abbas, I'm so sorry to have left, but maybe this was at destiny. Thanks for everything you have done for us in this time while we were together. Take care of yourself. I hope we meet each other someday. I'm really emotional writing this, but no, I loved you with every bit in me. It's really hard for me, but I have to go. I'm sorry. Thanks for the memories, good, the pains we went through together, the plans we had. I wish I had met your family, but thanks to the almighty plans. Have a lovely life, and always know I'm watching from above. You know one day we all gonna be history. Goodbye." So guys, Betty is gone, her son is gone, her parents are gone, and her family is gone. But Mackenzie remains 10 million wealthier from a woman who has already passed on. He is feeding his kids from her hard-earned wealth. Betty is suspected to be amongst the dead bodies being retrieved in graves in Shakahola. It is claimed that Mackenzie used the money that Kennedy Mwacharo gave him to buy pieces of land in Malindi and Mombasa. He also bought 2 vehicles and started a TV station. Through his TV station, Mackenzie has reached so many people, and his teachings were basically on end times, evilness of Western ways of life like medical services, education, food, sports, and music. Mackenzie insisted and dwelt on the uselessness of life and stressed on the afterlife. He preached about the second coming of Christ, which according to him was so soon. His timeline of the second coming was always less than a year. He also focused on the wrath that awaited those who would be alive by then. In 2018, Dr. Ezekiel Mutua through KFCB ordered for the immediate closure of Mackenzie's TV station. This was a year after Mackenzie and his wife had been arraigned in court for religious radicalization, knowing and unlawfully promoting extreme belief systems for the purpose of facilitating ideologies to advance religious and social change. It is still unclear how this case ended, and despite the orders to shut down the TV station, Mackenzie continued with it, something that showed how connected he might have been. At some point, he threatened the former Kilifi women rep Aisha Jumwa when she questioned some of his teachings and why he kept sick people in his compound instead of taking them to the hospital. In 2019, Mackenzie would again hit headlines when 4 siblings from Mumias left home for his church and went missing. 3 of them would later resurface. These, plus the pressure put on him to close unregistered school he operated in his compound, prompted him to move from Migingo to Shakahola. He closed the church, sold some of his vehicles, then bought the Shakahola land in the name of starting a farming venture. People who went to see him at where his previous church used to be in Migingo were referred to his Shakahola farm, and according to neighbors, a lot of people went there but few left. Mackenzie had fasting supervisors who would monitor the poor souls in the bush as they starved to death. They are also the same people who work as undertakers for him. It is claimed that while leaving Migingo and closing his church, he sold the TV station equipments, one of his vehicles, and evangelization tools to Pastor Ezekiel of New Life. As Mackenzie brainwashed other people and their children to die in order to meet Jesus, his family is living their best life from what his followers give him as they prepare for the holy journey. Pastor Mackenzie is not living with his family in Shakahola. The family lives in Migingo village in a gated compound where he had his church, and he has been putting up another beautiful family home for them a few distance from Malindi town. Remember, most of these people are fasting in the bush day and night, facing the harsh weather conditions and other risks. Some people claim that the case against Mackenzie may not be strong enough to jail him, but the truth is that several people are dead so far. Some preachers have gone ahead to claim that Mackenzie covenanted with spirits of death just like all the cults do, and that these spirits gain total control of human minds through indoctrination, radicalization, and brainwashing through satanic teachings that promise a bliss that never exists, neither in this world nor in the other. So guys, what do you think about this trending story of Pastor Mackenzie? Please share your thoughts by commenting down below. So thank you so much guys for watching this video till the end. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm on the road to 300 subscribers. Also give this video a thumbs up, comment, and share widely. Bye bye and see you on the next one.